Hello, friends. Welcome into NFL Daily. I am your host, Tom Downey. We got a whole bunch of news and rumors around the National Football League. We're going to begin on the rumor side, focusing in on Jadeveon Clowney. Where is he going to go? It's still one of the biggest unresolved questions of this year's NFL offseason. Now, John Clayton says, this is his latest update, that it's down to the Titans and the Seahawks. The Browns, who may have been involved at one point, are no longer in the mix, and Clayton has some, at least, sourced information on the money involved here. Now, part of the reason why these figures are so low, and they're all one-year deals, by the way, is that Clowney's coming off off-season surgery. No one can get him in for the type of physical that they want to do, and that's driven down his market. The Titans' alleged offer is somewhere around 1 year, $10 million. Seattle apparently offering a little bit more, around 13 or 15. Of course, so far that offer has not been enough for Clowney. That's why he continues to wait unsigned as an NFL free agent after a statistically down year. Only 3 sacks, I think in large part due to trying to play through that sports hernia that cost him some games in 2019 and is a big reason why he remains unsigned right now, because it's tough to get physicals right now if you're an NFL player. So we ask you the same question we've asked for, I think it's been months now. Where is Clowney going to sign? Take your best guess for me in the comment section. Tennessee, Seattle, they still make a lot of sense. I'll make a quick note here. If I were Cleveland, I'm cutting Vernon. I'm signing Clowney to a 1-year deal for near the same money. I think that'd be a great move by the Browns, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Now, the other big-name unsigned player is one Cam Newton. What does his future hold? A report out of Carolina, so of course you can maybe trust that one a little bit more, is that Newton wants to be a starter. He doesn't have interest in being a backup quarterback. That's not something he wants to do. So his preferred path right now, unlike Andy Dalton, more on that coming up in a little bit, is to sit, rehab, wait, get cleared medically, and then try and latch on with a team as a starter, or worst case, wait for a starting quarterback to get injured and then take that job. Now, Newton's medical, much like Clowney and probably to a more extreme degree, is a huge reason why he remains unsigned at this point. He has barely played last year, injured in 2018 as well, really regressed down the stretch despite a very strong start to that season. The injuries are why Newton remains unsigned, as does, frankly, a more robust than usual offseason market at the quarterback spot. So Newton wants to be a starter, but is he a starting caliber quarterback, of course, in the NFL anymore? I'm going to make this the pinned comment on the video. If you think yes, Newton is, well, scroll down there, type your yes. If you think no, well, let me know. If you get the ad break here on YouTube, take that opportunity to go cast your votes at the pinned comment. Moving on now to some news, and then we'll get back to some rumors, including on JuJu Smith-Schuster. Stay tuned. John Ross has had his option declined. Not a huge surprise, given that Ross, a top 10 pick, has not lived up to expectations in Cincinnati. Now, he barely got on the field in year 1 with the Bengals, got a reverse and fumbled and didn't catch a pass. So really his career has just been the past 2 years with the Cincinnati Bengals. And there have been flashes, don't get me wrong. 7 TDs in 2018, 500 yards, or now good for 18 per catch in 2019. But there's no way the Bengals are going to pay the amount of money involved to retain Ross despite him being a first-round pick. And, of course, there is a new coaching staff in there, and they just spent a second-round pick on T. Higgins on top of that. Now, in kind of unusual, I guess, the 2017 draft class options are due. Are they going to have their 5th years picked up? 50-50 split right now, folks. Myles Garrett got his picked up. Mitch Trubisky, Solomon Thomas, Leonard Fournette, and Corey Davis all declined, meaning this upcoming year, their 4th years in the NFL, will be their last years under contract with their current teams. Then they will become free agents. Jamal Adams, no-brainer, that one got picked up. Mike Williams, maybe more of a toss-up, but I'm not surprised that one got picked up. Christian McCaffrey technically was picked up, but he got extended, so that's the main point there. John Ross has declined, and then the most obvious 5th-year option pickup in the history of 5th-year option picked up, well, Patrick Mahomes. It's a no-brainer right there. The 2017 draft hasn't turned out great. You got guys like Charles Harris, Taco Charlton, already on teams 2 and 3 respectively. So who is the biggest bust from that draft class. Maybe it's Trubisky. I personally have been very disappointed by Solomon Thomas. That was a big miss for me. I liked him a lot coming out of Stanford. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Now, we are a week away from Mother's Day. So fellas and ladies out there watching as well, get your mom something nice. Get her some flowers from Pro Flowers. I'm trying to make you look like the favorite child. Save 15% by going to chatsports.com/flowers. That link, you plug it in, it'll be applied at checkout. Everything on there is 15% off, all types of flowers there. So do the right thing as a son or daughter or a husband. You should get your wife, if she has kids, something nice too. chatsports.com/flowers. Don't get yourself in the doghouse or in trouble. Instead, get your mom something nice for Mother's Day this year. This one's intriguing to me. JuJu Smith-Schuster. The report out of The Athletic from Pittsburgh is that he's not likely to re-sign with the Steelers next offseason. JuJu, a second-round pick. He doesn't have a fifth-year option. He's going to be a free agent after this year ends. That's noteworthy for me and, frankly, a bit surprising, if not perplexing. Yes, JuJu's coming off a down year. You compare his 2018 to his 2019, it's like it got cut in half. Which it kind of did because the targets got cut in half. Now, you got to put some of that on A, he missed some time with injury. B, he really just didn't have as good of a year despite his average being higher. But also, you see his quarterback play last year? It was Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. And I'm sorry, producer Dylan, I know you're an Oklahoma State grad, but those guys were bad. It's tough to put up numbers as a receiver when your quarterback plays horrible. Now, they did take Chase Claypool in round 2. Maybe that's your JuJu replacement. Maybe that means you use James Washington a little bit less because Claypool could have, and I think should have success as a big slot in the NFL. But if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm a little bit worried. I think you're going to see a breakout year from Deontay Johnson. I'm a little bit worried about going with Johnson, Washington, Claypool as your big three receivers in 2021 when you still might have Big Ben for one more year. I know money is starting to get tight for the Steelers, but I'd re-sign him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. 1 for yes, 0 for no. I'd bring back JuJu. I know it's going to be expensive, but assuming the cap has a major jump forward like we all expect it to, you're going to be fine in the end. Over now to some more quarterback drama. The Chargers, the report out of The Athletic, once again, is that Tyrod Taylor is still expected to be the starter for the Chargers despite LA taking Justin Herbert with the number 6 overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. And in fact, that beat writer expects Taylor to start at least 12 games unless things really get off the rails for the Chargers early on in the season, which is interesting to me because that's not the route I would go. If you spend a top 10 pick on a quarterback, unless they're extreme wrong, Herbert does need some development, but unless he sucks in the preseason, I'm giving my keys to Herbert. I'm going to see what my young guy can do. I know that Anthony Lynn is kind of on the hot seat entering this year, but I'm going to give the reins over to the new franchise guy I just took, not to Tyrod Taylor, who I think he'll make a playoff push with, but I think that's kind of your upside there. So let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Who are you starting? Are you starting Tyrod Taylor? That's TT. Are you starting Justin Herbert? That's JH. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I'm going to roll with Herbert and bet on the upside even early on in his NFL career. Some more quarterback news. Quite a bit on that today. Funny how that worked out. You may have seen Andy Dalton has agreed to a 1-year, $7 million deal. $3 million of that is guaranteed, and I want to emphasize this point. The $7 million is the up to amount. There's almost assuredly not likely to be earned incentives, meaning those will not count against the salary cap for the Cowboys. So the actual value of this deal will probably come in closer to $3 million than it will $7 million. He's a big-time upgrade at the quarterback spot, at the backup quarterback spot. Can I emphasize that again? Backup. That's what Dalton is going to be for the Dallas Cowboys. $3 million guaranteed. That's backup quarterback money, fellas. That's what that is. Dak's been way better than Andy Dalton has been. Even Dalton's best years when, by the way, the Bengals teams are actually really, really good, and everyone seems to forget that. it's Dak. Dak's the guy for this Cowboys organization. Is it a little weird they haven't signed him yet? Sure, that's totally understandable. But Dak is your option at quarterback in week 1, as long as there's not something really weird injury-wise that happens or something wildly unfair that goes crazy for Dallas. Dak's your guy. I know that others like Mike Floyd are like, we'll just rescind the franchise tag. That doesn't make any sense for the Cowboys. Dalton comes in and provides the Cowboys with what they haven't had in several years, actual competent quarterback play if Dak Prescott happens to get hurt. One of the top unsigned, undrafted free agents has his new home. Shea Patterson is going to the Kansas City Chiefs. He was the last of the NFL Combine invites to sign as a UDFA. It took him a lot longer than I think he thought it was going to. Look, there is some talent there for Patterson, but he's never put it all together. And in a just perfect example of time as a flat circle, Shea Patterson will now compete for potentially number 3 quarterback duties with one Jordan Ta'amu, who replaced Shea Patterson at Ole Miss when Patterson transferred to Michigan. Funny how that all works out. Kyle Shermer was cut. That leaves Mahomes, Chad Henne. We'll see about Ta'amu and Shea Patterson as well. But those two guys are going to be the options for the Kansas City Chiefs in terms of that potential number 3 quarterback role. I am very excited to see what happens in terms of random number 3 quarterback camp battles, but both those guys have shown some flashes. They're both really inconsistent, but they can both move around a bit. Maybe one of them can earn that number 3 role, which I think would be pretty coveted, backing up Patrick Mahomes and Chad Henne.